Ever pondered the contrast between a public and private company? Well, buckle up, because in the next 7 minutes you're about to gain a clearer understanding. In the bustling, vibrant landscape of Indian business, two types of companies dominate the scene: public and private. But what separates these two? It's mainly about ownership, the number of shareholders, and the level of regulatory scrutiny. Take Tata Consultancy Services, for example. This titan of the tech world is a public company. Why? Because its shares are traded on public stock exchanges, and anyone can buy a piece of TCS. The company has hundreds of thousands of shareholders, and its financials are open for everyone to see. Now, contrast TCS with Patanjali Ayurved. This consumer goods company is private. Its shares are not publicly traded, ownership remains with a select few, and it doesn't have to reveal as much about its finances. But it's not all black and white. There's a grey area too, one that's filled with companies like Flipkart. Initially it was a private company, but after its acquisition by Walmart, it transitioned into a public company in the United States, even though it still operates as a private entity in India. So, what's the takeaway from these examples? It's that the classification of companies as public or private depends on factors like the nature of shareholding, financial transparency, and regulatory compliance. Public companies are under the watchful eye of regulatory bodies like the Securities and Exchange Board of India. They must adhere to strict reporting standards, making their operations transparent to the public. Private companies, on the other hand, enjoy more flexibility. They're not required to disclose as much information and can make quick decisions without having to seek shareholder approval. But each type comes with its own set of pros and cons. Public companies can raise capital more easily by issuing shares, but they also face more scrutiny. Private companies have more control and privacy, but raising funds can be more challenging. So, the next time you hear about a company going public or staying private, remember, it's not just a random decision. It involves a careful balancing act of control, transparency, and the ability to raise capital. In summary, the difference between public and private companies lies in their ownership, level of transparency, and regulatory compliance. Public companies have more shareholders, are more transparent, and face more regulatory scrutiny. Private companies have fewer shareholders, are less transparent, and enjoy more flexibility. But each type has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, and the choice between going public or staying private involves a careful evaluation of these factors. Now, you're equipped with the knowledge to understand the nuances of the Indian business landscape. So, the next time you read about a company in the news, you'll know exactly what it means when they say it's public or private. Knowledge, after all, is power. And with power comes the ability to navigate the world of business with confidence and clarity.